Hello, I'm Charlie and this is my shed. Now firstly, apologies, it's been a long time since I've done any kind of update. I had good intentions to start with. I'd obviously extended the shed that way and there'd been a lot going on. Got it all sorted and then never really kind of got round to getting past the baseboard. A few reasons. Work was horrendous last year, just working endless hours, but then also we had a bit of an issue in here with it being kind of not insulated. It wasn't, still isn't a great place to be, and yeah, let me just show you around the shed and a few of the issues that hopefully I'm going to get cracking today and hopefully start to fix. So let's have a look at what's wrong with the shed. Okay, so hopefully it's showing up on the video, but you can see this on the ceiling all the way. This is very thin plywood with just a bit of felt nailed on top, and I'm standing roughly level. That's the kind of pitch of the roof. It's not as sort of pitched as I'd like it to be, and it's sort of 3 meters wide. It's made in 2 separate sections, and actually here you've kind of got, I don't know, it sort of sags down a little bit in the middle. So when you look at it from the upstairs window, you look down onto the roof, it does sag a little bit. And when it's kind of drizzly rain or been raining a lot, it does tend to get stuck on the roof, so it gets a bit damp up there. It's only leaked in 1 or 2 spots. That's not been the major problem with moisture coming through, but obviously without it being insulated, and like here for example, behind here, pull that out of the way, yeah, we've got daylight all the way down there. So this is because this is sort of 2 sheds stuck together, and there's a big gap down there. So we've had a bit of an issue in here, I guess, with just moisture and it not being insulated. So therefore the roof basically has gone mouldy, particularly nice bit of fungus growing over there. Might have to try and put that in a stir fry at some point. But yes, it's that's one of the issues is basically with a mouldy ceiling. Okay, so another issue, if we look outside, is probably best demonstrated by opening the door, and then you can see, hopefully, the door kind of like sort of angled up nicely there, indicating that this, you can't really see it from that angle. Just give me a second. Sort of go from here, but basically it's sort of leaning back. On this corner nearest to me, it's kind of fine, that's fairly stable. I put a little bit of concrete under there and that seems to be sitting nicely, but then if you kind of look down the shed, I haven't got a fisheye lens, but that is, it's sort of curved towards the end, so towards the top it's sort of leaning back, and I think the weight of the roof with that sort of felt, and when it gets wet it's kind of back. So if you can actually pull it, not much to see on the video, but if I do pull it, it kind of comes forward. So I think there's a definite issue with it sort of sinking down in the back right corner. Okay, so this is behind the shed. You can see there's definitely, I mean, there's the 2 different bits kind of bolted together. I don't think, I mean, unlike the front, I haven't run any boards all the way across the top, so I think that's caused a bit of an issue, but it's kind of twisting around. Head down here, a bit of a narrow gap, so you can definitely, if you sort of push, that's quite a lot, as you can see. Ooh, there goes the bike. So that's as it is now, and you can push it forward. That's quite a lot. So yeah, I think there's a definite issue. Whereas the newer bit is sort of more solid and rigid. I think in this corner it needs to be attached properly. Sorry for whizzing the camera about. And then also I've just got that little bit of wood under there, but this corner of this sort of patch of ground is always very damp. It doesn't get much sunlight down here, so I think it is sinking a little bit on the corner. Okay, so they are the issues I'm facing. What am I going to do about it? Well, I think the best thing is to actually take the roof off. What I'm looking at is getting some corrugated bitumen sheeting, which is a lot lighter than having all this sort of felt up here, which is wet quite a lot of the time. Also, then maybe putting in some additional battens, maybe from the front to the back, so it's a bit more kind of rigid across this way. Not putting any plywood up there, just putting the corrugated sheet straight on the top. So then there's maybe a bit sort of ventilation up near the top as well. So that was one idea, and then also maybe once the roof's off, empty everything out and see if I can get down in this corner, which is right down here, and kind of lift up the shed and pull that up. And then also along the wall here on this side, where I've mentioned there's sort of two separate panels. I might unscrew some of those and then kind of cross over between the batten, so it's a little bit more kind of integrated on this side like it is on the front. A bit more, it kind of works better, and it's a bit more solid on this side than we've got over here. So there are a few things I can get on with. I'm not sure if I can get the roofing sheets in my car, so I was going to trot down to Wickes. I need to get a spirit level as well, because obviously that was I sort of used the iPhone. It's got a kind of level thing on it. I tried to use that when I was establishing the shed, and I thought I'd got the base here level, but clearly there's some kind of issue. It might not necessarily be the ground as much, just the fact that the building's kind of warping towards this end, but I hope to sort that out. Don't know how far I'm going to get with this today, or how far I'm going to go with it, but one idea I did have was to actually sort of take the roof off, and then the 4 panels, the front, back and the sides off, and put them down on the ground, and then maybe kind of do the sort the wall out and integrate it, because it might be a bit easier. Then also, if I've got the base kind of free, then I can lift it up and have a look and just check, and maybe I'm going to pull it sort of that way a little bit, so a little bit further away from the fence, because it does get sort of very wet and damp down there. One of the other problems we've had with sort of all the rain, snow, whatever over the winter, is if it's sort of been dribbling down the roof. I've got guttering along the back, as you probably saw in the video, but it's not really been kind of catching the rain. The rain's kind of been dribbling down and then hanging underneath the guttering and just dripping down the back wall. So this wall has got absolutely soaked, and therefore at the bottom it starts to sort of warp a bit and go a bit rubbish. So there's plenty of little issues that I want to get fixed. So hopefully I can get cracking with a few of those today. Might get the roofing sorted. So step 2, away from that, I mean, I mentioned the insulation. Obviously, I've seen several good videos, particularly Alan Plum, the Fred Dibner of Model Railways. He's got some great advice on using the foam insulation, and also Simon Shed on his channel. If you watch that, he's just insulated his entire shed and said it gets very toasty in there. So I might do that. Well, I will do that. I just need to get some sheeting, but I'm not sure the kind of big sheets that I need. They're just, again, they're not going to fit my car, so I might have to get those delivered another time. And also, a shed this size, it's probably going to cost about £170, I've calculated, to get sheets or enough insulation to sort this out. There is one other issue, if I can just borrow you for a second. Sorry about that. Also, the I guess the sort of, where are we? The batons here. Hi, on this this construction there. I'm not sure of the measurements, but these are obviously very thin pieces of wood. I've got some more over there, I could have just shown you that. Let me put you back for a second. See, maybe this is it. If I'm going to do more videos as well, I need a tripod and a proper camera. I've gone very dark now. But basically, yes, these, there we go, these pieces of wood are obviously very thin. They're only so deep, so getting sheets of insulation in there, it's not like they're sort of mega thick battens where you can push loads of foam in between and it's going to hold. Also, with it being a bit crooked and a bit kind of DIY, you know, bodge job, as you can see at the top as well, we've got some very odd shapes, but I'm assured that you can just cut out with a carving knife from the foam sheets. So hopefully I'll be able to do that and it will all be good. Right, anyway, that's enough. It was just a quick update to say hello and the current situation, and that's why there's been absolutely no progress beyond making a baseboard, which is still here, by the way. It's still, you can see it just down there. So this is still interesting kind of thing, because I did get as far as, this has gone very mouldy now, as far as I don't know if you can see anything on there with the light behind it, but yeah, there are some lines on there for track. So I had a model in mind. I never got around to putting it into any kind of program on the Mac, but yeah, it's a sort of work in progress. I've still got the baseboard. I might actually scale it down because it's quite a large board, and I've just noticed it's even that's starting to go a little bit mouldy. So in many ways I'm glad I didn't actually start investing a lot in model railways and equipment, because it might have ended up going all mouldy and manky over the winter months. Anyway, that's enough from me. Quick update, and hope to be back soon and update you on the shed progress. Alright, thanks for watching, see you soon.